Hello, welcome back to Sushi Live Noding. In this video, I'm gonna show you like a breakdown of this procedural node setup to create a procedural head. So this actually was based on the I think the head emoji, but this also something that you can add together, combine together with the snowman emoji that we created earlier. So let's take a look. So basically, there are two possible ways to do it. So the blue one is actually the first one, and the other one is using different method. But basically, we just need the minimum of 5 circles. So let me show it to you. So this is the final result of the head. Put it in different layer, and we're gonna take a look at this method above. So I started with 5 circles actually. So I'm gonna hide this and then take a look at this guy right here. So we started with just circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's see. For the circles, I have this 5 different value for each one of them. And if I scrub it, you can see, okay, that's the first circle, second one, and then next one, and then the final one. So 5 minimum circles, and we're just gonna loft it. It's very simple operations. And for these 5 circles, I have, for each one of them, I have different matrix transform. So this is why I have this matrix right here. The deform, we don't need to use the deform, but if you like, we can also use it. So that's just optional. But basically, there are 5 transform here, and I can adjust any of the transform of the circles. So that's the basic idea. And I can actually scale it here as well, but I keep all the scaling here on the circle. So here I'm applying the transform into the circle, and then as a result we have this 5 circles. If I bake it out, it's just like a bunch of circle separate. And let's delete that. Continue with this guy. What I did next is actually to join all the 5 circles, and then here I'm using the cylinder with the caps on. This cylinder, of course, just a cylinder, but I'm using only the polygon data, and the polygon data is useful to wrap to create this kind of a lofting effect. And here I'm using one of the I'm getting rid of one of the polygon face, basically the bottom one, because we don't want that to be covered like a normal cylinder with caps. So put all of them together and we have this head. So that's really basically what it is. And then, like I said, there's another method. This one, if we bake it out, so this is just a circle with a, 1, 2, 3, 5, 5 edge loop. And if I smooth it, you're gonna have something like this. The other one, I'm gonna hide this. Now the other one is slightly different here. You can see here that I could actually control the resolutions. Oops. So that seems like changing the resolutions in that will affect one of these okay, that's something I have to think about, but anyhow, we are still using 5 circles, and then I carry it here, and I'm using the bend object along surface with a plane nodes as the original plane, basically being wrapped around the circles. So we have this list delete and remove doubles, basically to combine it if I turn off the remove double, it's gonna open up in one of these seam, and I have fill holes to cover the top and bottom. I'll show you what happened actually. At some point, this is actually working a little bit better. So if I cut it here and turn off this guy, it will drop. So here we have the head, right? And let's put it to the side. But this head is kind of open, and we cannot close it unless we use something like fill holes. But here, over here, if I increase the X and the Y, you can see I can control the resolutions of the head, even though the top is kind of open. And it's kind of okay if you just want to bake it, and then you go to edit mode, and then, you know, like fill hole, tap F, that's gonna fill the hole, and then now we have like a proper head. So this might be okay, but I like to keep them together. Like I gotta fill the hole, and I need to do the least slicing, you know, to get rid of one of the hole. And I'm using solidify, so I get a result here. This is the thing that's kind of tricky. I think I need to make sure the number of vertices matches this number as a stop. I think that's okay. Let me try least length. So this is gonna count the total number of the polygon face, plug in there. So now if I think this is better, I'm gonna save it. If I change the resolution here, I still gonna have the head sort of almost fill holes. Okay, the fill holes of course gonna change. So that's kind of interesting. Something to think about anyhow. So supposedly I need to cover the holes, but I need to just get rid of the bottom one. And if I bake it out, we're gonna have proper head. I don't need the bottom face. Delete it. So there are two. So yeah, basically that's the idea. It's maybe not 100% perfect, but if I start again, so this is what we got. I can bake this guy right here. Let me zero this out. Save it. So bake and bake. So we have two different heads. This one have all the resolution across. And if I smooth it, so you see the difference. And the nice thing about this, of course, you can always go back and maybe change the scaling. See, you can make the head higher or lower. And you can always go back and then make changes to here and make a different type of head. There you go. Suddenly we have this kind of totally different head, you know, like for a witch or something. And here we can increase the scaling. So yeah, so that's just an idea. So this is kind of a procedural magician head that I want to show you. Okay, hopefully this is useful. Let me know what you think. If you have any feedback to make this like a more like a better node setup for a head, let me know. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.